guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna need you to say hi to our guest star today. She will probably be there the entire time, but my other dog is laying on the floor over here, so again, you're probably gonna hear some sighs and stuff. We're doing a mukbang, we're doing another eat lunch with me. Very original, I'm aware, but I was delivered by my mother a salad. So we're just gonna eat, chat, and have a great time. Very intricate packaging. I have been asked before when I did this video what I order. So let me tell you. This is from like an Italian like deli type of deal. Hold on. Oh god, I'm gonna make the biggest mess. Okay. This is what it looks like. This doesn't look healthy. It's not healthy. It is. Let me see if I can turn it this way. There we go. Cheese, ham, turkey, and lettuce. That is it. This is not healthy. I'm not sitting here being like, I'm eating a salad because I'm healthy. I have two creamy dressings. I have ranch and Thousand Island. I did not ask for all these extra, but I appreciate it nonetheless. This is a hefty salad. It came with a tea, so I'll take it. And then this is like an old people's prime. It comes with crackers. Maybe we'll have a cracker or two. I don't want to hear a word about this not being healthy. I'm fully aware. fully aware. I was actually gonna have leftover Chinese food, and then I was offered this. I'll take this every day, so. Okay. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are fantastic. Is there no fork in there? Okay. Well, there's no fork, so I'll be right back. Okay. I'm good now. Anyways, like I was saying, how are you guys doing today? I had to go all the way downstairs for a fork. I'm just kidding. That I just dropped. I have but I have a couple of friends who have two-story houses as well. And they're like, are you tired of having to go up and downstairs for stuff? No. My bedroom, like when I leave my office, which is the guest room, which is the room we're in right now, basically I don't go back downstairs. I don't have to come back upstairs unless I need something or I shower, because my bathroom is up here. That's such a long story I don't really want to get into right now, but it's not like drama or anything. It's just like I just have another bathroom. Oh my god, this is gonna make such a mess. Their dressings are so good. I had to get my car inspected today. Then we have to get my husband's motorcycle inspected later. Being adult's so boring, dude. Whenever you're watching this, if you have yet to eat today, please eat today. I know we're all really busy and the world looks very suspect at the moment, but you still gotta take care of yourself, however that looks for you. My job has been crazy. crazy recently. It's insane. My job is one of the reasons I do this, because this economy, world, life, it's too stressful. Without like a hobby and like something to back up on, I'm gonna tell you this story really quick because I think this is the craziest thing I'm dealing with. One of the craziest things I'm dealing with right now. Okay. I lived at a trailer park before I moved here, right? We knew this. No secret there. What I will say is this is the worst trailer park I've ever imagined, ever. The company it was owned by is horrible. Now, I do feel really sorry for the people who work in the office because I know they can't keep people because they literally get like cussed out every day. I do feel for them. I really, really do. However, and that's a big however, we are owed a decent amount of money from my security deposit. Because the house was in disarray when we moved in, but also because there were things that were charged to us that were like normal wear and tear and like weren't our responsibility. Keep in mind, we paid a deposit to have her there. We paid monthly to have her there. And then when we left, we had to pay another fee to clean the pet odor that did not exist. I kept that place so clean. Like, what are you talking about, pet odor? Like, I am a smell. I'm a nose blind freak. Let me run this to you, okay? So my mom, kind of a backtrack. My mom has very sensitive smell. So like perfumes and stuff, if they're scented, it has to be like a very specific scent. It has to be something that she actually can tolerate, because otherwise she'll wind up with a headache and like actually start feeling literally physically sick, right? So I was very careful with what scents were in our house. And my mom comes over like then, like she does now, like all the time, right? My mom's like my best friend. So we see each other like all the time. And even when I lived at the old place, she still didn't live that far. And one thing I prioritized was making sure that the house smelled good. But I didn't want to use a lot of scent stuff to make her head hurt, right? So I did it. And one thing I thought was crazy. That is so loud, sorry. Oh my god. One thing I thought was crazy was we never had a complaint of a smell. Not like by anybody, because I was very diligent. Bathing the dogs, cleaning their blankets, like cleaning the couch, like everything. What do you let's just say they owe us under $1,000, but it's still a lot, right? Especially in this economy where everything costs $100. Like, if you do anything, it costs like $100. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want that money back. I was originally told sorry, she's just staring off into space. I was originally told that it would take 7 business days to get our check. Okay. Then I got into an altercation with, not altercation, that's very dramatic, the woman who works at the front desk. I called and I was like, hey, like, when I challenged them, he then told me 2 to 3 weeks, so I waited 4 weeks. I called. Keep in mind, we moved out 3.5 months ago. Like, I've been very patient. I was told 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. I waited 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I called again. Hey, I was told with this. Well, she got hostile with me, even though I've always been very polite. Like, I've never been rude to them. I just simply said, like, I wound up getting in contact with people at the corporate office because everybody kept telling me, oh, I can't help you at the actual office. Okay, so I'll go in contact with the corporate office. Like, that's not that hard. Keep in mind, I didn't track them down. I googled the name, and that was it. They came up. They're the only ones that came up. It was painless to get their contact information. I talked to 2 very high up people individually. They called me. I wound up having to call the office back and told her I spoke to this person and this person, and she told me, no ma'am, there's no way you spoke to them. I'm like, yes ma'am, I did speak to them. I said, yes ma'am, I did speak to them. Ma'am, he's our regional manager. I said, yes ma'am, I know. He doesn't take direct calls. I said, he called me. I'm like, why would I lie about that? Why, how would I have his name? And then I gave her his name, and she's like, oh, well, maybe you did speak. And then she said, well, how did you do that? And I said, I reached out to the corporate office. She's like, oh, well, you're fancy then, and then had a bunch of attitude. Ma'am, you gotta wait 30 days. I said, ma'am, it's been 30 days since we moved out. No, ma'am. You moved out March 14th. No, ma'am. Matter of fact, March 14th was a month from the day we closed on the house. So, no, I was not living there. She's like, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. Our system says you lived there up until March 14th. Wrong. But because their system said it, I had to wait 30 days from the 14th. So I did. Now you might know, today's the 18th. So I emailed them again. I said, hey, do you know the names of who who you've been in contact with. I said I can't remember the person who actually works at the place, but I was in contact with. I gave her this guy's name, and he told me 2 to 3 weeks. Then I was told 30 days. No, ma'am. Both of those timelines are wrong. It says the 13th of March because that's when the appeal was sent into the corporate office on like the 4th of March. They approved the adjustment of the situation on the 14th, which is why it went as we were being moved out, right? Keep in mind, I went by there the other day. They've already rented out the house. They barely fixed anything. There were 2 blinds that were broken. They're still broken. I didn't go in her house, but I could see it. I could see it from the outside. They were broken. Just like so you're already making money off of it and you can't even pay me. Like, I know how much rent was even when we first moved. That 1 month's rent is more than enough to cover what you owe me. So I'm like, no ma'am, not 30 days, 45 business days from March 19th. I said, where did March 19th come from? Oh, that was the day that corporate cut the check. 45 business days. Do you know the date? May 21st. We moved out February 14th. We gave them full no problem access on the 28th of February. It will have been what? By the time it's said and done, if I receive the check on May 21st, it will have been 85 days since I've moved out. That is a crime. There is no business days. What the hell? Then she had the audacity to say, if it hasn't come by then, call back. We'll definitely push it. If it hasn't come by then, I'll see you in court. Like, what the hell? Meet me in small claims, brother. I am not gonna sit here and be a dumbass. Sorry for my language. What the hell? Oh, do you think that? No. No. What? And you're still actively making money on the property? Are you kidding me? No. That is insane. These people are terrible. Terrible. 45 business days. You know, by law, right? I looked it up. By law, they have to give it to you within 60 days. I gotta look that up again. One thing I saw in North Carolina, it's like 60 days. It's gotta be returned to you. So, like, it was just gross. Like, it was trashy. Like, it wasn't like we lived at the Ritz-Carlton. Like, it was like we lived in like a shithole. I don't know. People piss me off. I have a thing, like, I don't like being told something, and I know everybody's like this, but I don't like being told something just to find out you literally lied to my face. Like, what are we talking about? Kind of on the same wavelength. Oh. Every year at my job, they do performance-based stuff, right? So you could get a raise and a bonus, but it's all dependent on your performance, evaluated by you and your managers. Fine, cool, whatever. We had that review recently. I got a raise. I'm grateful for anything. It wasn't much, but I'm grateful for anything. And I got a bonus. Now keep in mind, I got officially brought on at this job like fully in August. So like, we for sure, like, I didn't get the whole year's bonus. It was like, but I wasn't supposed to be eligible for a raise or a bonus because of when I got brought on with the team. My manager went to bat for me. So for that and a lot of other reasons, the economy and everything else, I'm grateful for anything. Like, even the money I make from this, like, I'm grateful for the pennies that this channel makes. But like, you know, anything to help pay the bills is good with me. So we got the bonus, but they paused our raises because of the economy and the tariffs and everything. There are people who are hot. I'm not thrilled, but I'll live. I'm not trying to get political or anything. I don't care. I'm just telling you facts. That's it. A guy I follow, ASMR Reality, he's a much bigger channel than I am. And, he made a video about, like, tariffs. It was like an emergency meeting or something about tariffs. And he talked about, like, there was some kind of, I didn't watch the video. I don't care. Like, I work in logistics and supply chain for a living. I have a master's degree in it. I understand what's going on. Oh, there's the other dog. I fully, like, I don't need a lesson. I understand it. But he made a video and he said something about there was like tariff with Canada, like a dairy tariff with Canada. And like, he made some kind of like really stronghold opinion or something. Again, I did not watch the video. I clicked on the video, paused it, and then I wanted to read the comments because I do like the conversation that it started, because it really has like brought to light those who know what's going on and those who don't. And somebody in the comments said there is no tariff between America and Canada for dairy. It's like you have to reach like 300% or something like that, and it's never, like, the amount that's imported and exported has never gotten that high. So there's no tariff, and there will be no tariff, like, that's staying in place or whatever. And the guy in the comments was like, you're spreading misinformation. Turns out this man's a New Zealander and knows more about it than an American. That's crazy to me, by the way. Like, I'm not dissing him in any capacity. He's a very educated man. Like, I've seen it in his videos, whatever. But do you know, like, maybe don't make a video if a New Zealander could come to your comment section and say something more than you. I've been watching a lot of Brandon Ferris and Cameron Damaski recently. I feel like my jokes have gotten more animated. That's all I needed, was to be more animated. I'm literally 3 steps away from a Family Guy character. Ow. I like how you can just see like the one little spot of my other dog right there. Nobody asked, but I'll give you this anyway. Cat update. We started getting them together with them. It's actually going really well. This dog right here, she is the most curious thing ever about cats. It's unbelievable. Neither one have ever really spent time with cats, so they don't know anything about them. Which is very apparent. By the way they behave. But it is going way better than I expected. They do not care, the cats do not care about my smaller animals, which I'm so happy about. I was terrified they'd hate each other. The cats have seen my smaller animals, but they don't really, honestly, they don't really seem to care, like, at all about them, which I appreciate, because it could have 100% gone the other way, and I was terrified it would have. Hold on one second. Because I've heard some horror stories from people saying that, like, their cats and their dogs, like, don't get along, or their cats and their small animals don't get along. I've also heard, like, really good stories where people are like, oh no, like, they get along so well and they're like best friends. We're definitely not at the best friend stage, but we're not at hate each other, so I'll take it. I have one cat who was, or is, like, really good with, like, basically instantly comfortable. I have one cat that is, like, complete opposite. They've been out and about for 5, 6, 7 days, maybe a little bit more. It took him 5 or 6 days consecutively for him to, like, actually get out and explore any part of the house. He's, to this day, still never been upstairs. But that's fine. They do what they want at their okay. They do what they want at their pace. Works for me. They don't stay out all the time, but I think I have psychobabbled enough. So I am going to leave it here. This is going to be a long video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. Happy Easter if you celebrate. If not, have a good weekend. Either way. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. Good night.